What's going on, everybody? My name is Arun and welcome to my channel. This series is a series of tutorials on Linux operating systems, and in this tutorial we will be looking at three important concepts, namely the username, host and types of users. Alright, so let's get started. Now, just like in a Windows operating system, which I presume most of you have worked on, there are different users and user accounts possible in Linux and Unix. Alright, the name for each and every user is called as the username. And for this mission, to give an example, the username currently is Arun, and in this mission there's only one user. So there's only one. If at all there's another user, let's say Ram, running in this, by the Ram is my brother's name. Okay, if my brother also had an account in this operating system, let's say, and when he logs into it, his username would be something like his username would be Ram. Okay, and that's it. That's the username part. Next is the host. You see in this command prompt over here, there is a part in which the name is written. The part at the front of the in front of the @ is actually the username, and this @ is actually a separator. And this part over here, the V box, this is actually your host name. That is the name of your machine. Simply put, it's the name of your machine. If you are connecting to a data server or a supercomputer in a LAN network or within a local area network or in a wide area network, let's say, this host is also this host name is the placeholder for your IP address. Okay, right now in this mission there's not a big deal, but if I am connected to internet, let's say, in using my Wi-Fi or connected to the wide area networks or in LAN, let's say, the IP addresses IP addresses have a placeholder. That's the username. So whenever I list down all my missions, the mission name will be present along with the username, and my mission will be given by this name, and that is actually the host. Okay, or else call as the host name. Essentially, host is nothing but the system computer's name. Period. Nothing more than that. And this leads to the next question: what are the different types of what are the kinds of users that are available? So see, there's only one regular user available over here, that's Arun. So that's your first user, the regular user. Alright, there is another user account. If there is another user who has an account in the same mission, let's say, okay, he or she is again a regular user. Okay, and there's one more user. There are two more users here. One is called as a root user, and the other one is called as an external user. We'll talk about the root user first. If in Linux, if I type sudo su, it will ask me for my password. I have to type my super user password. If I type it, press enter. Now you see it completely differs. Now you see, instead of Arun, it says root at vbox. Okay. Now the user that I'm logging to is not Arun anymore, whereas the user is actually root. Okay. So what does this imply? So what's the difference between these two? Well, this account over here, the user account which I'm using with the name Arun, is actually the standard user account, whereas this one over here which I'm using right now is the system administrator or the super user account. Alright, imagine the administrator account of your Windows machines. The administrator account has all the privileges, whereas the other accounts have slightly less privileges than the privileges. It's kind of like that. Arun is like a regular user account which has less privileges when compared to the root user. So if you want to do something that is pretty dangerous or very that can be that I have to do it carefully, only those options are easy to access on the root, whereas those options will be restricted to the regular user. All right, and then there is the concept of an external user. Sometimes in the Linux operating systems or Linux machines, what is possible is that you can log into a machine from a entirely different mission. All right, then you become the other user, meaning you don't have a user account per se, you don't have a direct user account per se, but you access your machine, access another machine through access this particular machine from some other place. All right, so then you become the other user, so to speak. All right, so essentially these are three different types of four different types of users. The standard users, standard user, actually three: standard user, root user, and an external user. Standard user has a normal account in your in the computer, and has almost all the permissions except for a few. Root user or the super user is the administrator user who has all the permissions. All right, and there's no restriction on that user. And other users are people who log into your machine from who don't have a user account in this particular machine, but they log into this machine through an external source. All right, so those are the different types of users. Now keep in mind about these three types of users, because this is going to be of help in the next video, wherein I'll be talking about file permissions and how you can use file permissions to change the characteristics of the characteristics and editability of files. All right, so that's all I have for you all in this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time in another interesting video. Till then, take care.